Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Alliance live show number 60. I'm here joined by my good old buddy, good old Maurice. How you doing today, bud? How's everything going?
Pretty good, man. How you doing?
Good, good, good. I'm excited. We've got Embo to play with. We've got, our health and lots of other stuff. But I hope everybody's doing well on this Sunday night. Here, the 13th of August, 2018. We are 60 episodes in, Maurice. Can you believe it? 40 more to 100.
That's right.
That's
We're halfway there, man.
That's over a year of content, my friends.
Yeah, we've been doing this a while, I guess. Yeah, it doesn't seem like that.
Yeah, we've been doing it a while. So we're gonna do some arena battles here. To tell you the truth, the practice I've had with Embo so far against both this Rey Jedi training team here and the Sith team has been, I'd have to say, not so stellar. It doesn't seem like the arena was where he was really made to be. We have seen a lot of content about raids, so we can actually go into, I believe, a raid later. I can start a raid, and we can try to do a little, maybe some P1 Sith action if we want to try that out. I don't know. Have you tried Embo yet? I mean, what are your thoughts about him? I made a video about him earlier this week. If you guys didn't get a chance to check that out, definitely go check out my Embo video. It's actually pretty funny.
Well, I don't know. Like, I think if you've invested in the bounty hunters and you've got them, all well geared, gear 11 plus, you got the Omegas, maybe a couple Zetas. I think he's a great addition to your roster. But for those like myself, I don't have the bounty hunters really that developed, so he's just I guess he's a nice option to have though in the future. Like now, I don't have any of them too high geared, so I can switch gears. I don't know. He's the 3-star character that's probably not going to be touched for a few months. I think he's awesome. I just don't have the roster to utilize it.
I really like him. I just don't know. I mean, what to do. I mean, it's like I'm mainly an arena guy. So it's like for me, if I could take down teams now, again, maybe in my arena I'd be able to do some stuff with him, and I'm probably going to buy the $9.99 pack and just get him the 4 stars, so it'll be a little bit easier for me to farm him, because he's going hard node. They're not going to throw Embo in like the cantina. They're going to throw Embo in a hard node somewhere. So,
well, what you're running right here under Kira, I think is interesting. This is what I'm interested in. I'm glad this is funny that you're running this to start, because I think he's pretty awesome under Kira.
This is
a lot of crit.
This is what's going to happen. He's gonna get called in here to dispel Sith Trooper's taunt. Oh, that happens. Sometimes that doesn't happen, and then it's a lot better for us. But let me try to do that and see if that changes anything. No, okay, so we got to dispel him. All right, so now I'm going to call Embo in to attack against Palpatine. Sometimes when this starts out right, I could take Palpatine out. That's really about as far as I get. I mean, like, when you... Let me enter this battle again here so you can see that was some bad RNG there to start. But normally I'll show you how far I get, and then this is pretty much where I get stuck with them. So normally what happens here is I taunt with Bosk. I turn me to reduce here with Nest. Then I call Embo in to dispel there. Then I'm able to reduce Palpatine to that, get a little bit more of an attack there, and then with Kira, I can call in Embo and basically take out Palpatine. Bang. Right? So,
yeah.
Not a bad start, right? Okay, but from here, I can't do anything. Palpatine really shouldn't be my first, I guess, the first takeout, person I take out, right? I mean, I should really be taking out Nihilus or Scion first, but I mean, he's the squishiest, so because now they're gonna go, and I'm not gonna. It's gonna be pretty much over at that point. So, I don't have I don't have anybody like a Nihilus that can take out Nihilus, right? So it's like maybe throwing Nihilus on this team might work. But you see, I mean, that did nothing. I mean, I'm not going to do any damage, you know? And then when Treya throws her sabers, it's going to be a wrap.
Well, you'd almost be better off using somebody like Lando or like Boba or BB-8 just to... So when Kira goes, you know, you drop that AoE stagger, then you have another AoE to follow it right up. So at least you just suck all their turn meter away and you get another turn. But like, what's the problem here is you don't have any cleanses. You know, you have like Kira's odd cleanse that I don't know. I don't even think you have any cleanses at all on this team. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, I have some dispels, but no cleanses. Oh, you see, I see what I mean. It just took out Embo.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous. That's what happens every time. It's either she takes out Embo, or she takes out Kira, or she takes out you know, L3, and then it's like, I mean, you know, I'm pretty much in a horrible position here. If maybe
take a look at this kit. It's just not an arena kit. The whole takeaway protection, I'm looking it up to make sure exactly what it is, but it's definitely useful for PvE, like the raid, but you know, equal to 35% of Embo's max protection. He takes protection away from himself, but he gets extra crit chance. It's a weird mechanic, and arena's too unpredictable and too fast, I think, for him to be really viable. I don't know. He's interesting. I think he's really, really good for TW, right? Because, you know, the TW bonuses give scoundrels, I think it's 20% crit chance, and then they also cleanse themselves when they crit hit. So I think Embo is very, very good for TW, just not so much for arena.
Yeah, I just can't pull anything off here, and then every time, you know, Sith Trooper counters the freaking most annoying character on this team, it's like he just gains a massive amount of health back, and you know, ruins my day. Okay, there, Sith Trooper's gone. Now let's work on Nihilus, which is, I mean, he's gonna kill somebody pretty soon. I mean, maybe I can get lucky and take him out with Nest, but I mean, he's probably got an insane amount of health right now. Oh, maybe not. Let's see what we could do with Nihilus here. Is it possible? Can it be? No. Well, he just gained all that health back. And he's just constantly gaining health back. So now, I mean, he's going to gain more and more health. Okay, let's AoE here, reduce turn meter. Yeah, of course, Sion's going to do that.
See, Bosk is somebody I'm slowly working on, you know, just the single hard node. He's almost 5-star, but I've got him about gear 9. I don't really know how to use him yet. Like, I'm not sure. Like, yeah, he'll be my bounty hunter lead, but I've kind of got the bounty hunters kind of placed all over the place individually.
You see, now, I mean, there's no chance of us taking out Nihilus, and he's going to take out Nest. So that's pretty much where it gets stuck, and it's like, there it goes. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know. You know, it seems like this is as close as I can get to beating the Sith. This is a good Sith team. I mean, you know, it's got all the components. It's got, you know, Sith Trooper. It's a well-protected Sith team. What's up, Rom? How you doing? So, I mean, it's a good squad. I just, again, I'm disappointed because I feel like I'm just a couple steps away from being able to actually do something here. I've been trying to think of like a way to incorporate Embo into some sort of a video this week with a team, and it's like I've tried all these different comps with Kira. I've tried a lot of things, and you don't even want to see what happens against the Rage Jedi training team. Watch what happens here. It's just going to be, I mean, it's just going to be a stun. It's going to be, all that's going to happen is there's going to be a stunned Enfys Nest, and it's just going to be like a ridiculous. They're going to take us out in like 10 seconds. This is that like ridiculously modded Rage Jedi training team that just destroys. So they're just going to just wipe the slate clean with our team here. We're not even going to move. Okay, let's see. Maybe I could take out. Maybe take out little Ray here. Almost. Almost. That was so close. Let's take her out. Oh. Just hanging on by like a little thread.
Well, this team, the problem with this team is it's just like fizzles out. Like it gets off to a great start, and then after a couple turns, it's pretty much, I don't know, it's just kind of blah.
It's a wrap. Yeah.
Yeah, it falls apart. It just run out of steam, I guess.
Yeah, there's nothing we're doing against this team. I mean, this is we're out of here in like a couple of seconds here. And I mean, it'd be cool if, since he dispels, it'd be cool if he could go through foresight too. But okay, so this is where that portion of the match happens, where we're just going to get a stunned nest, and we're just going to time out, basically. So we're going to be stuck here for 3 minutes now watching Nest just get pummeled by the resistance team, and there's literally nothing we can do about it. So while we wait for Nest to die, we're just going to talk about this a little bit. So my thought process is this: he wasn't made for Arena. I mean, he's a great character. I like the fact that he adds an ability when his contract is complete. Right, like he gets that ability. What's it called? Like elusive strikes or something?
Yeah. I think that is the name of it. Yeah. He also gains the payout. Elusive strikes. Yeah. Deal physical damage and recover protection equal to the damage dealt.
That's a cool.
And it ignores protection.
I think he's the first character that does that. Like that adds like another special ability. It's almost like the like the Hero's Journey events where you get that like special attack just for that scene. Like where it where like old Ben, first time he does like his taunt where he like basically accepts that Vader's going to kill him. When you have that ability that pops up there on the right and you're like, what is this? And then you're sitting there fighting Vader like and you're losing. You're thinking to yourself like what am I supposed to press this button? And then you press that button and then the scene goes through like he sacrifices himself. Same thing with like Rey, where like there's that button and then she like gets the lightsaber, in the Rey's Hero's Journey. It's just one of those things where there's no other mechanic in the game like that where they just suddenly get another ability added throughout the course of the match. I can't think of any other one. So,
hey, retreat this match, man. They're never going to kill Nest. Like that. It's just going to go on like this for the next 2 minutes.
I can't retreat this match. That's
yeah, good point. True.
Yeah. So I mean,
you're right.
Otherwise, I would.
Yeah. This is bad.
Believe me. I mean, I don't want to do this, but I told you this is going to happen. I shouldn't even have gone into the battle, but no, I have no choice. So. That is what it is. I would have to.
If anybody ever is worried, like I wonder how many hits Nest can take at the end of a battle. This is it.
This can show you that Nest is indestructible against this team. As long as they keep him stunned, he will not die, or she will not die. Sorry. So that's. That is what it is. But anyway, so. Basically, I think that there's a niche for him in the Sith raid. So we're going to go into the Sith raid after this and take a look at that because I've seen a lot of damage being done there. So I want to see if we can put together a composition that works there in the Sith raid with Embo, at least MP1.
Yeah, that would be interesting because I saw there was a couple videos released on Embo in the Sith raid. I haven't had a chance to watch them yet, though, so this would be cool to see. First time seeing him in the raid. So
yeah, we'll go ahead and take him into the raid, and we'll see what that's like. And then later on, after we do the top 5 and such, we'll take some requests if you guys want to try some different teams. Yeah, this team is just very well modded. I mean, BB-8 on this team has 150 speed additional with mods. He has like 150 additional speed, and I think R2D2 has like 130 additional speed. So they're like ridiculously fast. Okay, so let's do that.
Smoke's asking for Bosk Bounty Hunter lead versus, I guess, Bastila.
Okay, we could definitely try that. I just have to do some different things. I don't think we could do Bastila because I don't have a Bastila in there right now. But we could try some other stuff. We also have Dark Side and Light Side TB here. We can try out. But let's go into the Sith raid. Just launch this. Oh. Okay, launch.
It'll be interesting to see in a few months, a few months from now when we get like a new batch of players into the game. And, you need a bounty hunter team for Darkside TB. It'll be interesting to see which 5 characters people pick. I mean, I guess a lot depends on, like, if Embo's a single hard node too, it'll probably be the same 5 we all have. Like, they've been playing, everyone that's played the game over a year or so, like, Boba, 88, Zam, Dengar, and I forget the 5th, but Greedo. Like, that's just, everyone runs this, the old school bounty hunters, and they're good enough for the game mode, but it'll be interesting to see what people use in the future. I don't think a lot of people will farm Dengar. I don't know. We'll see. Embo might take the place of Dengar. Yeah, I don't know. Dengar's pretty good, though, isn't he? It's tough. It's tough to pick 5 of these 6.
Spooky Darth Nihilus and his little Sith Marauder and Sith Assassin. Okay, let's go ahead and do that.
So, okay, you took out Dengar here, too. Okay.
Should I have left him in? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. But, like, I have 88 and I have Boba Fett, and I just got Greedo to gear 11. That's pretty much the extent of my bounty hunters. All the rest of them are like gear 8 or 9. They're just like the bare minimum to beat the Darkside TB missions.
I don't know what the ideal squad here is. I know that
Megatron TV is saying use Embo as the lead for the counter chance, maybe, but you'd think that would just build Nihilus' protection up so quick and give him so much speed. I could see an Embo lead being much better for P2 perhaps than P1.
I don't think Embo's the answer here, but I mean I could be wrong.
Well, he seems good on paper though, because his protection is irrelevant, right? So, I mean, he can drain all his protection. It's not going to really hurt him at all because there's nothing that's doing actual protection damage unless one of the ads hits you. Yeah, but Bastar is saying you can put Visas in the team. I don't know.
All right, so let's try Embo lead. We'll give it a shot. Why not? And we'll use Bosk as a support. Maybe we need to throw. Maybe instead of Boba, we throw in Dengar. Or 88. Maybe instead of 88, we throw in Dengar.
I'm not sure. I mean, I don't know. I'd leave Boba in just in case. The execute could do some big damage if he sucks away a couple buffs. I would leave Boba.
Yeah, I'm throwing in Dengar instead of 88. That tenacity down is pretty awesome in the raid. Okay, so let's okay, now I'm gonna do that on.
Let me look at his lead here, but I think the raid environment really. I mean, I can't really think of a realistic, arena scenario where you'd actually even get the contract for Embo. Yeah, damage an enemy without buffs 15 times. Like, this is really, and the raid is probably going to be the only scenario that you'll get to use it, and it could be good then. Like, all bounty hunters gain 50% offense. When they use a basic ability, they deal bonus damage equal to 7% of the target's max protection. I don't know how much that would help you necessarily, the last part, but the 50% offense is nice.
Did he really already have Annihilate up? I mean, I just... Why is he doing that so fast?
Oh, did you pop him with, like, Bosks? I was reading the thing. If you keep drilling him with, like, basically, every time you hit him, he gains speed, right? So he will start going and going and going and going.
I was just trying to get that, that shield before,
Thank you, DSP. Yes. Yes. He says if only Embo has his death mark on his hat throw.
Yes, yes, that would be awesome. Thank you, DSP. I appreciate the donation. Thank you so much.
That would have been a cool that would have been a cool mechanic just to kind of throw on him, because that would definitely take him over the top as kind of mediocre to, fantastic in the raid.
That really would change things. I mean, if he had death mark. All right, so let's try to get this payout before. Well, thank God for that multiple attack there. Okay, we got the payout. All right, so now we need. Okay, I'm gonna use this on Bosk here, and then we're gonna take out, or at least try to take out. Should I dispel his offense up? Or should I go for assassin here? Go for marauder here.
I wouldn't take out. I mean, the offense up isn't going to matter. I don't think he's going to kill any. Well, he might kill Boba.
He's going for He's going for Bosk. I've already thrown that. I'm gonna go for that, and I'm gonna go hopefully take him out here. Throw out some of that stuff. Okay. All right. So here we have this attack here, which 43K. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. So we got to use his special there because of the payout.
That's pretty big damage. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Okay. And so he's gonna.
They didn't make any changes to Greedo, right? He's still working as he was a few weeks ago, just getting the crazy loops where he can go like 5, 6, 7 times in a row.
Yeah.
If he keeps critting.
Yes. No changes yet, although there's a lot of speculation about that.
Yeah. That wouldn't surprise me, because that's... I don't know.
The minions are back. Okay, so now we gotta work on... He's gonna have Annihilate pretty soon. So the next time I have a chance to... How far is he? Well, he has Annihilate now. So we get multiple attacks. Okay.
Yeah, you got to take out. You got to take out the assassin to get that shield.
We got the shield.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I'm just watching on the stream. I guess I'm a few seconds behind.
So now I'm gonna do the illicit strikes. Okay. So he's working on Bosk here. And let's try to take out Marauder. Okay.
How much damage have you done to Nihilus?
No, I mean 1% so far. Oh, bang! Yeah! Is that 4 attacks there from Greedo? That was sweet. That was sweet. Okay.
Yeah, because it says you want to use Unbreakable on Greedo for max counterattacks. That is a good point.
Okay. Is Boba?
Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm not really feeling the air much here. I'm just actually I'm watching, trying to learn here. This is interesting. I don't. Even if I don't think we're looking at anything even remotely close to the Jedi Training Ray or Grandmaster Yoda leads. You know, in P1. I mean, not even remotely close. Um,
Oh man, I was trying to. I thought I'd get a turn with Boba before that happened. That sucks.
Embo's doing some pretty significant damage though. He's doing a lot. He hits pretty hard. That's reassuring. Like I really have no idea how to use the bounty hunters properly. I have two. So it's been a nice little peep into it here.
Okay, so we got to use this here.
Yeah, Modingo. Yeah, I think this team would do better in P2.
This team does do better in P2, but we just don't.
Yeah.
I don't have the ability to like skip to P2. But let me try to take. Okay. Do this attack. Gain some of my protection back. Okay, well.
You made it to a rage. I mean, you made it to a rage. I mean, apart from Dengar and Bosk, I mean, the other three are relatively squishy. So, I mean, that's
1.2 million. I mean, that's nothing to write home to mom about, but you know what? I mean, obviously we could do a lot better than that if I had a better run. You know, if I was doing that for real, and I really wanted to get a high score, I would have definitely X'd out of that battle. But I mean, just for doing, I mean, that's the first time I've done a raid with them. So I mean, just for practicing there for the first time, 1.2 million is not bad.
Embo did a ton of damage. You know, that's pretty impressive.
900k, he did almost 1 million damage himself. And you know what was really impressive also was
oh wow, that's all sorts of crazy.
All the additional attacks by Greedo. You know, Greedo did some great work out there too. You know what I mean? So it's pretty interesting stuff. That was cool. I have to say. I like that. So, I mean, you know, overall, I'd have to say they're definitely there's definitely a place for them in the raid. I mean, that's for sure. You know, without a doubt, they're a raid centric kind of team. It seems like. I think there's definitely benefit to them in obviously all the raids, but I think that you know it'd obviously be a little bit. I think they'd be a little bit more beneficial in P2, like everybody said. But for a P1 run against Nihilus, I think that was pretty good. Pretty good. All right, so we're about half hour in here. I'm gonna go back out. And did somebody request a team?
Yeah, Smoke requested just running like a Bosk lead bounty hunters. And maybe try Bosk lead in arena with I don't know. I don't know who you're gonna fight. I mean, I guess
it doesn't do too good. But I mean, I could take out. You know, if you want to try it against like another squad, I could do something here. Hold on, let me just see what I can do.
All right, see you, Cuzzo.
Cuzzo's leaving. Later, bud. Thank you.
Panda.
Panda's here?
Panda has blessed us with his presence.
Oh, man, Panda is here. Panda's officially here. Official. He's here on official Panda business.
I've got a couple questions, guys, but if you have some questions you want to ask, just fire them in the chat, and we'll answer them here at the end.
Yeah, we'll answer them after the when we do some. Also, if you have some teams that you want to see, request them, and I'll put them together for after the after the top 5, and we'll go ahead and run some of those teams afterwards. I just want to get in. I'll do one battle now, real quick, at request. Okay, so just for the fun of it, I'm going to take out this Ray Jedi training team, and I'm going to put in a First Order squad. So we'll use a full First Order team with First Order Stormtrooper, First Order Executioner, and First Order Special Forces TIE Fighter, First Order Officer Kylo Ren, a mass lead. And we'll try a battle against them and see, because that's a team that we can beat. So, or at least we can get a little bit of practice on to showcase some of the abilities with a Bosk lead. So now I'm going to get out of here. We'll refresh. We'll fight against the First Order. I'll put Bosk in as leader, and we're not going to use Kira. Who should we use here? I'm thinking either Boba or maybe Mission Vow or Big Z. Now we want to have another bounty hunter here, right?
Yeah.
Go full bounty hunter squad. So, so let's get rid of these guys, and we'll go with Greedo. Go with 88, and we'll go with Boba. We'll run that squad. I have to say, I think Kira lead would be better on TW defense than a Bosk lead. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I grabbed that one. We got a couple questions already.
Okay, let's see. Let's try this ability block. Okay.
Well, this is actually kind of relevant for TW here, because this is a pretty standard TW defense.
Yes, this is a pretty standard TW defense. All right, let's stun him here. Okay. All right, now we're going to use Greedo. Hopefully get some multi-attacks here. And we do. Hopefully get the contract. Nope. Okay. Work on First Order. First Order Officer. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay. Why is it?
Yeah, take out the Executioner, man.
It keeps like switching. Okay. Okay, there we go. Alright, so now we take out Executioner here, or at least try to. Oh. We taunt here with Bosk. Bang. Okay. And so now we're gonna go ahead and attack First Order Special Forces TIE Fighter here with elusive strikes. See how much damage it does. I couldn't really tell.
Yeah, I'm watching it now. It's on a bit of a delay.
It looked like
yeah, half of his health pool. So
yeah,
probably 20k or so.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd imagine these characters all have all the pieces on them and stuff at year 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, so probably 18 to 20k. I couldn't tell. Consider it, that Special Forces TIE pilot, he fell out of popularity super quick. Like, everyone used him at TW. They're like, nah. Just, I don't know. He doesn't have much of a purpose anymore. It's a shame.
Yeah.
He's a good character. He just doesn't quite make the team. Oh, man. I'm ready for this update to come out for mods so I can just every day I farm them and then I have to go in and delete them. Just every single day. Kind of scared to delete anything right now. Just hoarding everything. It's kind of dumb.
Okay, so all right, so we did that. Let's go into the yes. Wild Grunt is a GC. He's just not really very active. You know what I mean? So I don't even know. I don't think he's touched that team in forever. I mean, it's just kind of been there, but that kind of shows how good that team is because it's still sitting there at rank 2.
Oh yeah.
You know, and but no, he's a little different. He doesn't really talk. He just does like gameplay with music. That's more of his thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get into our meta report here for the week, and we will take a look at this. And it's kind of interesting because we actually have, again, if you guys have any teams that you want to see, or any questions, type them into the chat now, and then after we get out of the top 5, I'll do questions, and while we do questions and answers, I'll run the requested teams as well. So Darth Trey is actually now in the top 3. So she surpassed Rage Jedi Training as we thought she would, and now she's right behind CLS on her way gunning for Palpatine. So what are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, she's coming. Palpatine's fallen and she's coming up. Just if it wasn't for Bastila, I think it would be 50-50 who ran Palpatine, who ran Traya, but because it's the presence of Bastila, you really can't leave Palpatine on defense. I mean, Traya is the meta. If you build a team and it can't beat Traya, it's not good enough, you know? So if you can't beat Traya, then you don't have anything. I don't know. Traya is the meta. It's unfortunate that it's going back to just single, teams. We had a little bit of variety there for a while, but eventually more and more people are gonna get Traya. It's just gonna be Traya from 1 to 20. Just like Palpatine, just like Darth Maul.
1 to 20. It's gonna be Traya from 1 to 100 pretty soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's already Bastila from 20 to 80. It's Bastila. Like right now, Bastila is that's why she's on the list at number 5. So I mean, if you look, Bastila's now right behind Rage Jedi Training, ahead of Mother Talzin, ahead of Vader, ahead of Kylo Ren, ahead of Hera, and Wedge Antilles, surprisingly, who's on the list again. But yeah, Bastila is rising up. She's red hot. People are realizing you can run a 3 or 4 star Bastila at Gear 11, and your Jedi become great again. So we're seeing a lot of Bastila, and it's made more difficult to run Bastila, because if you're running a Bastila now, Bastila teams are gunning for you because they can beat you. So they're knocking you back to rank 40, rank 50. So if you don't make a switch to a Sith team to hold overnight, you're going to drop down quite a bit if there's some Bastila teams on your shard.
Yeah.
But overall, I mean, not a huge amount of movement. Just really that Traya moved past Rage Jedi Training is the big deal here as she works her way up the ladder. And obviously that trend is going to continue as more and more people unlock Traya and use her as a leader, get her Zetas. I'm actually going to be switching to a Traya lead here probably tonight. Because I'm getting the final Zeta for her leader ability. I was running Bastila. So, I mean, I'll switch. I'll probably go back and forth just for fun. But, yeah, definitely Trey is on the rise. So, that's the top 10 leaders at rank 1. Now we're going to move on to the top 10 squad members at rank 1. And there's not much movement here. So, really what we have here to discuss is Traya, is still 9th, and Grand Moff Tarkin's still 10th. Pretty much exactly the same locations that everybody was last week, with the exception of, I think Vader is actually a little bit higher than he was. I think Vader is behind Thrawn now. Which I mean, I could be mistaken. Maybe that was the same case last week. But I mean, that's I'm surprised to see Vader that high up the list. But I mean, that's a character that's popular. I mean, you know, at the lower levels, a lot of people have Vader. There's, I'm assuming, you know, with some Palpatine teams out there, which is obviously dominating the meta at the moment, you're going to have a lot of Vader because of his turn meter and ability to go first, and you know, he works and synergizes really well with the Palpatine lead. So until Palpatine drops out of the meta, I'm sure Vader will be up there.
Yeah, just I mean, if, like you said, the Vader early game is just extremely tanky, right? He's got a huge health and protection pool pretty early on, like a 4-star gear 7. He's pretty tough to take down, so that could just, you know, people are just starting the game if they buy that Vader pack, you know, they got Vader out of the box, and I'm sure he dominates arena. Like when we first started, old Kylo Ren, like the old school, the original Kylo Ren, he was dominating at 4-star, and then just kind of trickled out, you know, like you never saw him. Like the first month, it was Kylo in every arena team, and then after about 4 months, when other people, you know, everyone else got 5-6 stars, he's just He's a good early game character.
Yeah. I just want I'm kind of I wanted to mention this you know, before we get into the top 5. I mean, I'm kind of getting sick of these marquee characters, to be honest with you, and not that I'm not listen, I'd rather a marquee character to not getting a character at all. Okay, don't get me wrong here. Okay, I'm glad to get a free 3-star character that can sometimes work out to be a pretty viable option. I mean, we just got Bastila for free, and you know, I bought a $10 pack to get her the 4 stars, and she's been viable enough to get me crystals in arena, right? So as far as that goes, I mean, that was a gift, basically, a 4-star Bastila or a 3-star Bastila, being able to use her and make the Jedi good. That was great. You know, Nest was a gift. Nest was a fantastic 3 or 4-star character. Scion, great 3 or 4-star character. I am not saying that I don't like marquee characters. What I'm saying is that we have only gotten marquee characters for quite some time now, and I miss the occasional just straight free-to-play character that we haven't had in a while. We used to occasionally get, like, I mean, it doesn't have to be a face character, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about just like a generic, I mean, you know, we got Chief Nebbit, right? Chief Nebbit was just free from the beginning. The second they dropped Chief Nebbit and
Bodhi Rook, I think, was the last one, probably.
Yeah, Chief Nebbit, Jawa, what was that?
Yeah, Scavenger went to the Cantina store, I think, and Engineer went to the Guild store.
Right, Scavenger and Chief Nebbit went free right away, and we haven't had a character like that in quite some time. I mean, most of these characters go through the pay cycle, and I understand that there's a reason for that, but it would be nice to get maybe a couple of generic characters here and there that just you know, are thrown our way as immediate farms in some of these locations. I mean, I would love to see another character for free just added to the Squad Arena store or added to the Galactic War store. And I know they've kind of said that they're going to stay away from doing that for a while, but it would be nice to see, like, you know, just occasionally to mix in with the marquee characters, you know, an occasional, you know, free character that's just free from the start. And I'm cool with it being whoever. I mean, like, you know, as long as it's a character that maybe, you know, could be like a utility character for another team. You know, I mean, that would be great. It would be something interesting to farm. I mean, I have a ton of Cantina currency right now. It would be great if they threw somebody in the Cantina. I'd be able to farm somebody probably to 7 stars in a couple of weeks. So I mean, you know, I don't know.
Kira, man, you got Kira.
I don't mean Cantina nodes. I'm talking about like the Cantina store. But yeah, no, I mean, listen, I'm fine with it. I know that we're going to be using that for shard shop currency and stuff and whatever, but I'm just saying that it would be nice periodically if we still got like a straight free to play character, and that hasn't happened in a while. I mean, everything seems to be marquee, or it's a legendary / you know, hero's journey. So,
right,
but you know, it is what it is. Anyway, moving along, we're going to get to our top 5 for this week. And this week we're doing top 5 hard node characters. So top 5 hard node farms in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. This is pretty interesting because it's kind of changed over time. You know, we haven't had we haven't really had a lot of added hard node characters until recently. I mean, in the past, most of the hard node characters were the same characters that were there from the beginning of the game. And then more recently, since we've had the flux or the influx of marquee characters, we've had a lot more hard node additions. So we have a lot of the better marquee characters have gone into hard nodes to become a long farm versus being thrown in the Cantina nodes or the Cantina store or the guild shop, which is for the most part where the characters are going these days. But we're going to go on to our number 5 hard node farm or hard node character in the game. Who do we have here, Maurice?
That's Mother Talzin. This is going to be our number 5 hard node farm. Just because she's such an important part to any Night Sister team. And she's the only character in the game with Plague. Just a great overall character. I don't like, she just the Plague mechanic is just game changing. The ultimate TW offensive lead, if you will, mandatory for any competitive TW guild. Just a great character and a far better choice for your Night Sister team than Night Sister Initiate. You know, so
yeah, she's also a great addition to some other squads too. I mean, like, you know, if you, depending on what level in Arena you are right now or what level in TW you are right now, I mean, you could run her if you don't necessarily have a full Night Sister squad, but you have Mother Talzin. You could use her as a 5th in a CLS squad. You could use her as a 5th in a Rey Jedi training squad. I mean, I did for quite some time. And it's fun. It's fun. I mean, she's got a great debuff that she adds to the game. She's basically the Night Sister's version of Emperor Palpatine, has been said. I mean, she brought in Plague, as Emperor Palpatine brought in Shock. And Plague is just a great debuff. And her ability to kind of wear down the defense throughout the course of the match and doing high damage while calling in other Night Sisters to assist. And her leader ability is just fantastic, being able to, you know, revive, fallen allies. She's overall just a great character and definitely worth the farm in the hard nodes, and somebody you should prioritize, when you have some of the essential characters already taken care of. But that's our number 5 hard node farm character. Moving along to our number 4 hard node character, we have Baze Malbus. Now, Baze is somebody that about a year and a half ago was pretty much an essential character, or about a year ago, really. You had to have Baze. I mean, Baze and Chirrut were like spaghetti and meatballs, peanut butter and jelly. You needed to have Baze and Chirrut because Rebels were the thing. Everybody was running Rebels, and Baze is a very important part of light side territory battles. And on top of that, he's also just a great all-around tank. Pre-taunt, counterattack, dispel, calls in assist, health regeneration. Just overall a fantastic character in the game, and still is. I mean, especially for territory wars, for light side territory battles, and for raids. So overall, he's just a fantastic character. Maybe not quite as meta in the arena as he was in the past, but I'm sure that day will come again sometime soon.
Yeah, I mean, you just... And I mean, good luck in P6 of light side territory battles without him. He's pretty mandatory for that team.
Yeah, he's a very essential character. But that's our number 4 hard node farm. Moving along to our number 3 hard node farm in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Who do we have here, Maurice?
Oh, it's Scion. Pretty essential. You see him every single day in Arena. Pretty mandatory for any Sith team, and arguably the best dark side tank overall. Just a fantastic character. I mean, he's listed as a tank, but you get the Held by Hatred off, and all of a sudden he's the biggest DPS machine on your team. Just a great character. You mentioned earlier in the stream how he is viable at 3 and 4 star, but he gets even better at 5, 6, 7 star. And they did add the ship hard node, so you can kind of tag team him, get him finished a little more quickly. Now, all these characters on this list, I tried to keep them all pretty exclusively to hard nodes only. So, I mean, there's a lot of characters that probably aren't on here, but regardless of the entire hard node pool, he is definitely number 3.
Number 3 hard node form, Darth Sion is spot on. I mean, he's absolutely an essential character for the Sith squad. You don't have the triumvirate without him, and he's also just probably, I mean, just like Maurice said, the best tank in the game. Dispel AoE, kind of has a passive taunt, has the ability to basically give himself an extra life with hatred, and then he's just a very tanky character, a character that has a ton of abilities, and really somebody that is an essential part to territory wars right now, the Sith raid, and to arena, and those are some of the biggest parts of the game at the moment. So that's our number 3 hard node farm in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Moving along to number 2. This week we have Shore Trooper. Now, Shore Trooper is a fantastic all-around character. Now, I didn't get him through hard nodes. I actually acquired Shore Trooper through the tournaments back when those were a thing, and it was fantastic to be able to run a 7-star Shore Trooper. Out of those tournaments. It was a great prize to get. He introduced pre-taunt into the game. Crit immunity, basically killed the AoE meta back in the day. The ability to again taunt and then regenerate health for his teammates. He's just a fantastic all-around character. Not a high damage dealer, but somebody who protects your team and is pretty much essential in TW for any Thrawn teams or Empire squads.
Well, yeah, he's on this. He made it all the way up to number 2 because this is the way you get the TIE Reaper as well. You get both Shore Trooper, who is exclusive to that one node. He might be in the Guild event store. I don't know about that for sure, but you also get the TIE Reaper. So you get a hard-to-get ship and a hard-to-obtain character in one shot. You pretty much touched on his kid. I mean, just a great tank. Just a good character to have in your kit. I think he's one of the few, if not only, real health pool healing Empire characters. He does heal a significant amount, and just a great character to have in your lineup.
He basically supplanted Sunfac when Sunfac was dominating the team.
Oh yeah,
then he took that over with the pre-taunt because. Pre-taunt wasn't a thing in this game until him, and Baze came out around the same time, so you had a little bit of you had 2 pre-taunt characters that came in, but for the Empire faction, I mean, he is just pretty much an essential character. I think a better tank than Stormtrooper, in my personal opinion, and I think that his time in the meta will return one day as well. But that's our number 2 hard node farm in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Moving on to our number 1 this week, we have Darth Nihilus. I mean, you guys could have probably guessed that, but yeah. I mean, he is that's not a homer pick. He's just fantastic. I mean, the guy does everything. He's cooldown increase, dispel with a basic, obviously annihilate. I mean, why do you think he's the best and most important farm out of the hard nodes, Breeze?
It doesn't matter what team you run in Arena. If you put Nihilus on it, it's probably going to be better, right? So he is just the number 1, arguably, Arena character in the entire game, and just for the reasons you just mentioned: cooldown reduction, instant kill, dispelling basic. You can argue that his Zeta is good. You can argue that it's not. It doesn't matter. His leadership is pretty blah. It's pretty terrible, but it's just the rest of his kit is phenomenal.
Which is kind of surprising, to be honest with you, because when I first read it, obviously I get a little bit advance notice sometimes about the kits for the characters. So, I mean, when I first read the kit for Nihilus and I heard about that ability, I thought with somebody like, with somebody like Darth Sidious and with people like Count Dooku, I thought that their health regen, with that solid health pool, was going to be the way. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like to me like that leader ability was going to be fantastic, but on paper it looked a lot better than it actually was. And maybe they'll get some tweak to it one day. Who knows? Maybe he'll get like his leader ability reworked at some point, and that'll change it. But he doesn't really need to be a leader. He's a fantastic character anywhere you put him, just like you said. And I think overall, just probably, without a doubt, a top 3 character in the game. Period. And that's why he's the #1 hard node for him. So makes perfect sense. But we do have an honorable mention this week as well, and that's Bosk. So we've been playing with him a little bit here in Arena and in the Sith Raid. So we got a chance to take a look at him. What are your thoughts about Bosk as a hard node form? Do you think he's somebody that people should be going for if they don't have him?
Well, and we touched on this earlier. I mean, if you're a newer player and you really want to run a bounty hunter squad, you now have the option to get him immediately. Whereas the rest of us, we have developed bounty hunters because we played for so long, and he wasn't an option. He seems to be the go-to leader for anybody that runs anything bounty hunter related. When you're talking about, TW, there are some guilds now that are putting bounty hunter squads in on defense, and they're holding relatively well. If nothing else, they are absorbing the big offensive meta teams just to get through them. Just a great character, cool kid. We've watched him all night. What he does. AOE the hunting part is pretty cool, where he calls all the bounty hunters in to assist. Just all sorts of health protection, regeneration. Basically, it allows a lot of these bounty hunters are squishy, so it gives them a lot of survivability with defense, tenacity, recovering, protection, health. Just a very, very good character and very fast taunting tank, a 3-turn taunt. So he does have a little bit of viability outside of a bounty hunter team at all. So he's a very useful character.
Absolutely. And, he's pretty much the tank that the bounty hunters have needed. And, they're not necessarily viable enough to take out the Sith meta or anything like that, but not every team is supposed to be. He's got a great set of abilities. He's got great utility. We do have some fantastic bounty hunters in the game now, so if you want to put together a bounty hunter squad, which is going to be a fun squad, especially for territory wars going forward, he's probably an essential piece of that. He's definitely on every bounty hunter team if you need one, as far as the best bounty hunter teams anyway. And going into the future, if they add more bounty hunters, like the one we're all waiting for and have been forever, Jango Fett, when that day does eventually come, I'm sure Bosk will be part of that team. So we'll have to wait and see. But that's our top 5 hard node forms in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, courtesy of the Alliance and good old Maurice. If you guys like that top 5, please make sure to smash the like button. And if you're not subscribed already, please subscribe to the channel. But what we're going to do now is we're going to move back into some gameplay here. Sorry. I'm going to move back to some gameplay here. And what I want to do is start with some requests for Arena. And we'll kind of filter through some questions that have been asked throughout the stream as well. So do we have any requests for teams?
Yeah, Hans Omar von Harold Duerte, CLS, Thrawn, Visa, Wampa, and Nest.
CLS, Thrawn, Visas. Oh, that's Sidious. Visas, Wampa, and I think I just passed Nest. And Nest. Okay, we'll try that out. All right. So, any questions?
Yeah. Let's see. We'll start from the top while you do this. All right. First question comes from Keyboard the Planet Eater.
Keyboard.
What is the worst team that you have ever tried on the Heroic Sith Raid?
The worst team I've ever tried on the Heroic Sith Raid. I mean,
everything we tried on day one.
Everything we tried on day one. Yeah, no. I mean, other than the Rage Jedi training team, pretty much everything I tried on day one. Yeah, I mean, that's a tough question. I'd have to say I tried running the what team was it? I tried running the man, I forgot. It was like when character came out. I forget which character it was. I think I tried running the characters from like some of the newer characters, like the
Han. You did the Han Solo movie team on the stream.
The Han Solo movie team, and that was like really bad. You know, and not saying that those characters are bad. I mean, you can use like Han Solo, young Han Solo in that raid, I think with a different squad than I used, and get some things done for sure. And it partly could be just because of the way I ran them. I mean, maybe I just didn't run them correctly. But I think that was probably the worst team I ever ran in the Sith raid. Yeah, that's definitely it.
Yeah, I mean, I would say, I don't know, just those first couple of weeks of Sith raid, you're trying everything. The Jawas were pretty atrocious. That was a terrible idea.
Yep. Yep.
The Geonosians are worthless. I tried. God, what did I try? I've tried a lot of dumb things. It's just basically anything that didn't work. It was just Jawas are bad. That was really, really bad. But I did find a use for engineer, you know, so that was okay. I mean, I never got the Phoenix to really do anything worth the time, just because I mean, the team is slow. I don't know. I've tried some bad stuff. I tried a Dooku lead.
Don't do what I've done. I've tried some bad things.
Gar Saxon lead was a letdown from P2.
Gar Saxon leads a letdown anywhere you use that team.
You know, I've tried it a few times now, and every time I go into it thinking it's going to work, every time it lets me down. Every single time.
We were fighting our opponent in TW this week. There was a guy in the last defensive section that put a Gar Saxon lead in there, and I was like, I mean the balls on this guy to throw a Gar Saxon lead in TW on defense. But yeah, it was done. I laughed. I saw it. I was like that was definitely the first team anybody took out. You know, you see a Gar Saxon lead, you almost giggle and try to hurry up to get there before somebody else takes it.
Yeah.
you know, it's like, oh my god. You know, you break out your Ewoks and just take it out.
Yeah, Panda makes a good point. He say old school resistance, the Finn lead in the Sith raid. I do remember the first couple days desperately trying to make Finn work in the Sith raid against 70 million% tenacity. I was just getting so frustrated.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a tough one too. Do we have any other squad requests? I see B Masu requested Bosk, Boba, Embo, Greedo, and Dengar. So I'll give that a shot here.
Yeah, and I've actually got when you finish B Masters, I got another one ready here. So, but the next question is, and this is kind of goes with the team you're building. Modingo asks, would you place Bosk lead bounty hunters and Kira scoundrels on defense in TW, or save for offense?
No, I would say you place those on defense. Bear in mind that in TW, it doesn't always mean that your team has to hold against all the meta squads out there. What's going to happen in TW a lot of times, especially when you run some of these weird teams early on. It happens to us all the time. If you run like a Bosk lead in a section, let's say you have a bunch of Bosk leads in there. What ends up happening is they try to take out Bosk with some of their worst teams. And if you have a really well-modded boss team, they can do some damage on defense. So I mean, what I'm saying is that they can underestimate your team and lose a couple of pretty valuable characters early on by making a mistake of thinking that it was going to be an easy win, and underestimating the squad, going in with a lesser team, thinking that they don't need to bring in a heavy hitting team to take out that squad. So it's sometimes it's good to trick them early on with some different teams that they wouldn't think of, because they're gonna try. They don't know what you have behind there. I mean, so as far as they're concerned, I mean, you could be having worse teams back there, or all your your meta teams like your Treya teams and things like that back there. So they don't know. But what it means is that if let's say you throw a boss team out there, and they end up wasting one or two teams thinking that they can get away with a cheap win, you end up winning in the end because you had them waste a couple of teams that they could have used later in TW.
Yeah, excuse me, it's contagious. I do think Boss is very, very good on defense. I'm not sure we've really encountered too many of them yet, but there's been a couple TWs where we didn't get to see all the zones. But what you say is interesting. If you put them in the very front and kind of stump them, and maybe they waste an extra counter or two. I think they have some. They definitely look good on defense. Probably without Embo, but I'm not sure what the exact team comp would be. But Kira, I mean the bonuses apply to the bounty hunters. They get 20% crit chance, the TW bonus, because they're scoundrels. But then they also get to, I believe it's cleanse themselves whenever they crit hit. But Kira, her lead adds an additional 20% crit chance. You pair that with the TW offensive bonus, that's 40% crit chance. So just from the bonuses alone in her leadership, you've neutralized Treya's crit avoidance, right? So I think Kira is very valuable on offense, because you can throw any scoundrels behind her. You got a wide pool of scoundrels now to choose from, and you can kind of at least you counter the crit avoidance aspect of Treya, because very, very high percentage of guilds that have Treya put it on defense, right? So I mean, Kira's a nice trick to have in your pocket offensively, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, what I'm saying is, like, I mean, you gotta think outside the box sometimes, especially when you're playing defensive squads. I mean, if you're facing against a team with much higher GP than you, you're gonna have to get solid wins, and you have to put some defensive teams out there that are kind of a risk. And what I'm saying is, sometimes you could stump guys by throwing a team out there that isn't necessarily the most meta team, and they're not necessarily used to facing very often. I mean, how often do you fight a boss team? So you don't really know what the great boss counters are out there. So if you have a 7-star boss, since it's kind of still an enigma to like what the official counter of that team is. I mean, we all know, like, Rage Jedi Training, Night Sisters is the counter. Whatever. There's no, like, official counter as far as I'm concerned to the boss team. You can try some different things, and and sometimes it'll be to your benefit, because they'll throw some teams out there that are a waste, and they end up losing some battles, and then at the end of the day, at the end of the TW, you could win by a couple of points, just because of those smart decisions that you made early on.
Well, yeah, like if somebody has to use their Night Sisters or the Resistance or some other counter to beat the bounty hunters, that means they don't have that counter available for another zone. So I can see that they're very kind of why people use First Order. You don't need the best characters to beat them, but you do have to use a meta comp to beat them. So it's a very good, yeah. I'm kind of thinking out loud. That's my bad. The next question comes from. This comes from Muhammad Khalid. Y'all think range going free to play? Where do you see range trooper going when he is free to play?
Well, I mean, absolutely. I think range troopers going free to play. I just I don't know where, but I think he'll be in a hard node. Personally,
I hope not.
I mean, sure, we always hope not, but
I could see him maybe being. He's a generic character, right? But he's probably arguably one of the best. I mean, Imperial Troopers. God, I hope it's not a hard no because I want him. I've been gearing him up kind of slowly over the past month because he's. You want to talk about TW offense? He is. He is the man with a plan. He brings so much to the table. I'm pretty excited about that. We'll see. Modingo. Did anyone else have great luck with the mods from the Yoda event? He ended up with 4 mods with over 15 speed secondaries. I got a few. I got a couple good ones. One of them kind of dudded out and ended up with like 5 speed and 6% tenacity. I think I got a 13 and I think I got a 9. It's funny. Some of Smoke earlier in the chat was talking that he gets all his best from the mod event as well. Do you have any luck with these mythic events this weekend? Rebon?
I got some good secondary speed mods this weekend. I don't know. I haven't leveled them up yet though, so I don't know what the end result is yet. I mean, they're like level 4, like they're like 4 or 5 secondary speeds to start. So I think I probably will get like one decent mod out of it for sure. But I mean, I just kind of I don't like run to like level them up right away. You know what I mean? So I have like days like I'll probably sit there this week one day and just level up like all my my speed secondary mods, and then kind of start filtering through the ones that I don't want to keep. So I can avoid having too many mods.
All right, next question comes from B Masu. What's up, man? How does Jolie Bendo work in the Bastila team?
How does Jolie Bendo work in the Bastila team? Pretty good, honestly. I think that Jolie Bendo has a place. I just think it's kind of tough because if you're running Jolie Bendo, this is my thought process on it. If you're running Jolie Bendo, you're probably not going to run another tank or a tank. Or you're going to run Jolie Bendo instead of, let's say, General Kenobi, right? Because you need damage. So you're going to run Yoda, Grandmaster Yoda, I mean. You're going to run Hermit Yoda. You're going to run Bastila. You're going to run Ezra. And then you're going to run Bendo. And if you run Bendo, what I'm saying is, then he's going to die first. So since he's going to end up being like your pseudo tank, he's going to get taunt. He's going to get taken out. What's going to end up happening is he's not going to get a chance to use that ability that revives all the Jedi because he's going to go first. So that's the way it works, unless you end up replacing him with Hermit Yoda, and then I think that's not necessarily a fantastic switch either, because I'd rather have Hermit Yoda than Bendo. So I'm just saying that I don't know who you take him out for, but most likely it's a tank, and if that's the case, he'd end up probably getting taken out first because of that choice.
Well, I don't know if it's under Bastila or if it's under Grandmaster Yoda. I don't know what would work better, but he's got the revive, and it revives characters at 80% health. And Grandmaster Yoda has that secondary Zeta, where anytime an enemy, anytime somebody dies, he gets his cooldowns refreshed. So I mean, you could just constantly, apply the battle meditation. I guess it would just over and over, and just have all of your team assisting and assisting and assisting. And if somebody died, Jolie bring them up. I think but that's more of a raid mechanic probably than like a PvP. But I don't know. I mean, he's an interesting character. I mean, I'm in no rush to purchase him or anything, but I will farm him when he becomes available. Just I think he's going to be a very nice kind of tool to have. And then again, you put him under Kenobi lead, you've got another healer now that calls everybody into assists. And on his basic, Jolie reduces his own cooldown, so he could constantly, you could just constantly have that revive ready to rock and roll. It's got an interesting kit. I just don't know how to use it properly yet.
Hey McFly, Do you have a? You said you had another team to test.
Yeah. This one though, if you might not have this team set up, it's Kira L3, Vandor Chewy, Zalbar, and Nest.
Okay, so that's actually Scoundrel.
Yeah, they're all scoundrels.
Okay, so Kira L3.
Yeah, I think he's asking to put this team on defense. This might be a team. Maybe you can set up for next week or something on defense. He's asking if we can beat it because this is becoming a popular team.
Well, this is that team that Mobile Gamer made a video about.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. Yeah, so this is a lot of people are talking about this team. Just no one can really field it quite yet because it is behind a massive paywall. All these characters.
What's the other piece?
You got Kira L3, Vandor Chewy, Zalbar. So both the new Wookiee characters in Nest.
And Nest. Okay. I mean, let's see how it does on offense.
Yeah.
I can't set it up on defense right now because the other account.
Yeah.
The other account doesn't have it, so I'd have to set that up prior to the stream. But
Yeah, this team is a lot of people talking about it, but obviously, I mean, there might be 3 guilds in the game, maybe 5 that could field this team for TW on defense. Because you're looking, Kira's free to play, and I guess L3 and Nest will be, free to play soon. But this team's behind a pretty big paywall right now.
Oh yeah, for sure. I would like to figure out a really good team for Mission Vow with Big Z.
A lot of that's going to be, kind of a PVE scenario because you got your Vader lead, and then you got Mission, and then you've got Zalbar, and you've even got characters like Gamorrean Guard. Just these scoundrels give so many dots. IG-88 lead, that produces a lot of dots. It's an interesting mechanic, but I think it's going to be more of a PvE mechanic. The blind mechanic will be good on offense. I don't feel the AI will probably play it right. That's kind of cool, just you blind a character. You don't stun them, but they get to go. Like, let's say you can blind, I don't know, just Han. You blind Han there, you blind Chirrut, you blind any of these characters. Well, besides Fulcrum, I mean, they're going to use their special move in whiff, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I want to take out Fulcrum here before she does her thing.
All right, Vinicius, Reese. Sorry, man. You guys, where do you guys think the last?
Sorry, man.
Where do you guys think the last Gear 12 piece is coming from? Like, where? How do you think we'll obtain that final piece to get to Gear 13?
I don't know that we will. I mean, I think that we will, but I think that I don't know. I think eventually they're gonna hit like a point where they're gonna add some other. They're gonna add some other chase besides gear. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
They're gonna add something that kind of like they added mods that now become something else that you have to farm. They're gonna add something else that you have to get, like maybe they'll add remember in Future Fight they had that Norn stones and
Yeah.
I think they'll have you'll be able to combine ingredients and it'll give you more speed. Wow, that was a nice hit. But I think there'll be something like that they'll add that will kind of change what we farm. I think they will hit a cap for gear at some point, like where that's the max gear level, and you're not going to get any higher than that. But after that, they'll add some other metric that you have to level up in order to continue to expand the game, if that makes any sense. So
yeah.
I think that's what'll happen.
Well, I think that last piece will probably come whenever they decide to increase the level cap, right? So I think that last piece, I don't know where they'll drop it. Maybe Maybe they'll add it to the raid gear pool like they did the last 2 pieces. You know, but I think you'll have to be like level 88, 89, whatever the case may be, to equip it. So, like, even if you get the piece, you still have to level. I could see that coming with the next gear level cap increase. We haven't had one of those in a long, long time. I don't think we need one necessarily.
Please, no. Yeah, we don't need one.
But
no. The only cool thing about it really would be getting more ability math. But the fact that everything else will become harder after that is just the part that you know. I don't. It would take months too. Because remember how long it took to get from 80 to 85? It was like 4.
Yeah.
It was like 4 months. Like 3 or 4
well,
months.
expensive. I mean, we're talking credits.
Yeah.
It's going to be an astronomical amount of credits to get one character from 85 to 90. Not to mention,
oh my god, it's going
to 150, 160 characters, whatever we have now.
It's going to be double what it took for you to get to 85. So it'll be like five months to get to level 90. You know what I'm saying? So, and then when you get there, leveling the characters at that point will be crazy. I mean, it's going to happen. It's inevitable. It's going to happen. We're going to get to 90, but whenever it does, it's going to be a hell of a grind. Next question.
Anthony Zingarello. Would you ever want Visas in Arena?
Silly good old Maurice. Chirrut is already blind.
Yeah. Funny little fella. That'd be awesome, eh? All right, Anthony. Would you ever want Visas in Arena, or is she pretty much PvE only?
Can you repeat the question? I'm sorry, I was just reading through something.
Would you ever want Visas in Arena, or is she pretty much PvE only? Asking if basically Visas is good for PvP.
Yes, I would want Visas in Arena. Absolutely.
Yeah, she's good.
I actually have a video out about 3 weeks ago that shows Visas taking out the Sith teams with the Jedi. So I would say yes. You know, you could run her with a Grandmaster Yoda lead or Bastila lead. You could run her as a 5th with the Sith. You could run her in a Grey Jedi training team. I mean, she's just a great addition to a lot of different squads. So I don't think you can really go wrong with whatever team you throw her in. She's also, yes, she's primarily created, I think, as an anti-Sith character for the raid. So, I mean, she's going to shine there for sure. But without a doubt, she has viability in almost every other area of the game. So she's going to be great for TW, great for Arena. And she, especially since, I mean, the meta is Sith right now, and she is anti-Sith, you know, she works great against the Sith. So, I mean, whatever squad she's in, she's really good. And I'm sure over time we'll figure out some different squads that we haven't figured out yet that should be a good addition to. I mean, maybe she's great with a Bosk lead and Embo. I mean, who knows? And we just haven't tried it yet.
Yeah. Yeah, you pretty much did a whole video on that. You pretty much covered that one pretty well. Let's see, we got okay, that was the team. Hans Omar von Harold Duerte. What are the hard nodes in the ship node? And what teams do you recommend to get all the way? Okay. What teams do you use to get 3 stars, I guess, in the PvE, the ship fleet table, the hard nodes on the final table here? Let me look at the numbers. Basically, the fleet battles, we've got, 4 and 5. How did you beat those hard nodes? 3-star. Basically, if you don't have, the Geonosians are the easiest way to do it. But if you don't have those ships, you're just gonna have to wait it out for a little bit of RNG, and you'll have to get, maybe a couple of Omegas on your ships, gear up your pilots a couple more levels, and just slowly work your way there. They're tough, especially without the Geonosians, so it's just gonna take time, unfortunately.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
Just with the ship character, the pool of ships that we have right now, it's very difficult to do without the Geonosians, without well-geared, Omega-type ships and high-geared pilots. They're tough battles. So you really got to last.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I think that's the main thing.
It just you might just have to get lucky. Just play it and play it and play it until you get that perfect RNG and just 3-star. You never have to do it again. Um, Nathaniel Miller, I ran out of training droids today. Has this ever happened to you? Since hitting level 85, he says.
No.
Ditto. Never.
Short answer. Not even close. It's kind of like training droids at this point for me are kind of like. I mean, you have to have stopped. There has to be a reason for that. Like, you have to have stopped doing challenges or something like that. Like, I mean, there has to be. There's no way you just ran out of training droid. I mean, like. It's kind of like sim tickets, right? Like, you get way more than you're ever going to need. So it's like, I don't think.
Well, now you do with the daily hookup from the fleet arena. It's really not a problem, I guess. Either one of those currencies for level 50 plus players. You remember those deals they give you when you very first start the game? It didn't even start until after we started, but like you get a character, like let's say you unlock Luminara, and it gives you like an option in game.
Oh man!
For $15, you just take her up to, the max level, or maybe even level 50, and take her to like gear 7.
It was like level 50 and and like gear 6, for like $20. Like the worst deal, like the worst deal ever. Like you could literally do that immediately, like with the gear that you had, with the gear that you had already. You know what I'm saying? And it was just and they would try to like scare you, like if you X this out, like you won't get another chance to do this. This is a one time
only.
It's a one-time offer. Like, oh man, I'm scared. But no, that was funny. Yeah, I mean, do you remember when training droids were like a grind? Like, do you remember when you used to have to, when they had the training droid, where they had the key events for training droids, just like they had the the key battles? Do you remember the key battles?
Mm-hmm. It's still an issue to brand new players, but once you play the game, if you're able to if you log in every day and do all your challenges, you'll pretty much just stockpile them up once you're level 40 plus. I don't think you ever really worry about them at all. But that could change with a level cap increase. That could change real quick. If we all have to use these training droids to take our entire roster to level 90, I mean, the people that will spend the money to take all their, characters up to level 90 immediately, they might run out of training droids. So that's a good point. Don't ever take anything you have in your inventory for granted. Like if you have thousands of something, yeah, it sucks. But at the same, like these MK8 binoculars, all of us have thousands of. Who knows? This next gear maybe at gear 13, you need like 200 of them or something ridiculous to craft a piece. So it's just sit on stuff. Everything always comes back around, and it's useful sometime. I don't know. I'm just being optimistic, I guess. All right. We got. I think that was the last question.
Okay.
McFly's asking for GK Yoda Old Ben Bastila.
Okay, I'll put that in right now.
Yeah.
But okay, so you said GK.
Yeah, Vistar says ships don't unlock until level 60, so the sim tickets don't start rolling in. Yeah, it's a good point.
Is it GK lead team?
Yeah, GK lead with both Yodas, Old Ben, and Bastila.
Okay. What did Vestar say? He said...
Oh, the ships don't unlock until level 60, so the sim tickets, I guess, could be an issue until then.
Right. I have like 18,000 sim tickets. I'll never. I mean, when long after this game is dead and nobody plays it anymore, I'll still have like 30,000 sim tickets. Yeah, that's how it is. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. Oh, that bastard.
Yeah, Yoganov B. Masu, he's doing just fine.
Oh no. Now let's taunt here with old Ben. Let's steal these buffs.
Yeah, people give him crap all the time about his hoarding his Zetas, but at the same time, if he wants a team, he can just instantly have it.
You
I
can
think
instantly.
it's just out of jealousy.
Any awesome character comes out, Zeta, 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 Zeta. You know,
It's like I think I want to run a bounty hunter team and just boom, 6 Zetas instantly. It's just like, oh, well then.
That is pretty cool, actually. Okay, let's get Yoda in on this. But yeah, I mean, basically, in summation, about Embo and the bounty hunters, I think that overall, he's a fantastic character. I think he obviously does have some viability in the raid, but again, just because the character isn't always arena viable the second they jump into the game, that doesn't mean that they won't ever be. And just because a character isn't arena viable doesn't mean that he has to be. Ultimately, there's a lot of other areas in this game that are important, especially for a lot of people. I mean, some people are arena people, some people are raid people. Everybody's got a different, like and dislike in this game. I'm more of an arena person, but I know that there's a lot of people in my guild that are more raid people. They don't really care about arena. They're more about raids, and you can see that with some of the other game changers. I mean, that guy. I'm sure that guy, Skelturix, is all raid. You know what I'm saying? So it's like everybody has different passions and reasons that they play the game and things that they enjoy about it. And characters that come into the game are made to be for everybody. So Embo, I think, has a lot of cool aspects for the Sith raid and maybe upcoming raids that'll come out at some point. I'm sure at some point he'll be like a necessity somewhere. Whether it be they add bounty hunters to some new. I mean, right now you could use him as a bounty hunter for for the dark side territory battles. If you're whenever he becomes a farmable character for somebody working their way up. If it was a choice between farming Dengar or farming Embo, I'm farming Embo. He's just a character that brings some versatility to the game. I kind of like his protection manipulation abilities, and there's some synergies there that maybe we haven't figured out yet, and what their max potential is. So over time, I'm sure we'll get a better idea of where he really fits at home best.
And if we get one or two more bounty hunters, then you could start building a boss team for defense and then an Embo team for offense, right? Because that's really what it is. Like it's whatever style you prefer. If you prefer a defensive type team or just a rock'em sock'em offensive team, you've got two different teams you can build out of them now. So I don't know.
I agree.
I'll tell you in 6 months when I can farm him.
Tell you in 6 months, yeah.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I think that's all the questions we got, man. And I think if I missed one, guys, I apologize. You can post them in the Discord. And we'll try to get to them next week. I think we got most of the team requests too. So,
yeah, if you guys have any requests, you can always pop them into my Discord. There's a link in the description to my Discord, so you can go there. First of all, I post all my videos there. So if you guys want to, be first to get that. Also, if you're not subscribed to the channel, do that. Also, I have a, if you want to subscribe to the channel and get notifications when the videos do come out, there's a notification bell that you have to click on to get that. The other thing is I'm actually going to be putting together a video of questions, specifically just questions from people on my Discord channel. So if you'd like to get a question asked on my video, follow the link in the description to my Discord channel. There's a section there called hashtag Ask Ramon. You can just go there, type in your question, and I will put it into a video that basically I'll of course mention you're asking the question, and then answer that question on that video, and that'll probably be coming out in the next week or week and a half or so. So if you guys get a chance, I'll remind everybody again during the week in a video that I post on my channel. But definitely go to my Discord and go to hashtag Ask Ramon, type in any questions that you like. And again, there's a link to my Discord in the description of this video, of this live stream. So you can just scroll down on the screen and click on that link. It'll bring you right to my Discord channel. Yeah, I appreciate everybody sticking it out with us tonight. A lot of fun. It was cool trying out Embo. Maybe over the next couple of days I'll figure out some different things. Maybe one of the other game changers will figure something out. And, I'll definitely put out, a couple videos this week about some different squad compositions, that I can think of with Embo or with some other characters. I'm definitely thinking of something with Embo, but if I can't put together something with Embo, I'll put out something about a different team. But either way, if you guys have any suggestions, come there. Otherwise, definitely go check out the ALLINCEGaming.com. It's been kind of revamped, so there's a lot of new content there, and we've got some of the other Alliance members posting their videos and podcasts there as well. And definitely come check out the Alliance Discord as well. You can find me and Maurice there anytime, and if you just want to chat, like I said, you can come to my Discord and come reach me there anytime. But again, I will be back next week with Maurice as usual on Sunday night. I'll be on the Reality Skew Gamers channel for Jedi Academy next Saturday, so definitely check them out as well. Maurice has a stream coming up on Tuesday night on his channel Operation Metaverse. So you guys, with Team Money, you guys should go check that out on Tuesday night. I think at what time is it? 10 o'clock, 8 o'clock?
9.
9 o'clock Eastern time. So check that out. And yeah, I love you guys. May the Force be with you, and we will see you guys on the next one. Peace.